Hey, everybody, welcome to day 5, how to make money with email. Yes, we are going to do it. We're going to make some money with email, and we're going to finish up this mastermind here on Friday. Thanks for being with me through all of these sessions. As we were just starting, I was sharing some takeaways of some stuff that I had done yesterday, and other people were sharing what they've been doing too. But one thing that I do is I have a service for a certain profile of client where I will do work for them. And help them generate lead magnets. So I had a new client. I went into her Google Analytics, and my process, I'm just sharing my process here, is I will go look at the 12-month history. So you can see pages and screens, right? And I would show you live, but she has not given me permission to share her data with you. So you're just going to have to hear me out on this. So you go into Google Analytics, you go reports, you find engagement, pages, and screens. Change it to be the last 12 months. Then you're going to have all these URLs. Okay, it should have all of your posts and all of the page views and sessions and stuff that have happened on those posts over the last whatever the time frame is up top. By the way, change the time frame to be the last 12 months. Do it again and change it to be the last 90 days. And see the difference. Okay, anyway, so then what you do is you eyeball it and you see, are there any themes? For example, in food, you might have soup. So it's my tomato soup, it's my broccoli soup, it's my quinoa radish jalapeno soup. What does that tell me? If in the little search box up top, if I type in soup, it will just show you every URL that has the word soup in it. And it'll show you the number of sessions and the percentage of your total. So if that's 20% of all your page views is on soup, what does that tell you? Make a soup quick start guide. Martha's looking at soup, at least 20% of Martha's. Okay. I can't believe I've never shared that pointer with you before. I've never shared that on this mastermind before. But as a trick of the trade, if you want to get good at this. All right. Gina needs some help wording on the pop-up. It's running, but seems boring. Boring. Okay. Let's see it. Do you want to drop it in here? Drop me a link in the chat where I can go see it. I think it would be, if you're willing, I think it would be good exercise
you mean
for everybody.
just to my website. I set it so that it would be at 0. So it keeps showing up, if that makes sense.
Yes. Okay.
And hang on one second. I'm trying to find a real easy recipe so it pops up easy.
What technology are you using?
What do you mean?
What software are you using for
ConvertKit. ConvertKit.
Okay.
I tried the ConvertKit one.
All right.
It was there. But then when I've cleared my cache, I set it at 0. I saw it one time. I've tried incognito. I can't get it to, but the one moment I saw it, it seemed big, and I can't get it to come up on mobile because I felt that it was big. And I set it for 15 seconds.
Okay, I'm going to actually try this. I've been to your website, so maybe it thinks that I'm going to try this incognito as well. Is anybody else able to pull that up? You probably haven't been to Gina's. There's a good chance you haven't been to Gina's site. If you are seeing it, let her know. Otherwise, our main issue may be your settings or visibility or something with caching. Do you want to? I don't want to spend time on this trying to troubleshoot.
Yeah, we can do that later. But that was just, I was stuck, and I just thought it was boring. The wording of my pop-up was kind of like.
Okay, do this. We'll come back to it. Go into your ConvertKit while I'm talking and take a screenshot of what it looks like, at least in ConvertKit. That's not what it'll look like on your website, but it's close. And then we'll go through it on what would I do if I were you.
She didn't see it pop up either. Oh, and I did your the GIF thing that you showed us yesterday.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Oh, good.
I love it.
Good. I love it. Okay,
yeah.
great. Yeah.
I feel so professional.
What Gina's referring to, did I share it in this class?
Uh-huh.
Emily's nodding. Okay. So if you're watching this out of order, go back to yesterday and the trick that I showed you how to set up an animated GIF for your desktop version of pop-ups. All right. All right, let's get into making some money. And we talked about affiliate stuff yesterday. By the way, okay, again, this person is not giving me permission to share this. Another thing that I took away from yesterday, though, is I have so look, I'm not an Amazon expert. I really don't want to get into it on this call. There's some debate on what it means. But to me, it is fairly clear that Amazon has changed, as of March, has changed their policies so that you can now send emails that have Amazon links, affiliate links in them direct to products. Previously, they did not want you to do that. They have since backed off of that. As such, I have some clients that are going hog wild crazy with it. So stop me if I went into this yesterday. This particular client has created, she is a food blogger, a very big food blogger. There's a good chance you know her. She has created a new sequence for her subscribers, her install base, okay? For existing subscribers. She sent it out and said, I'm putting together a 3-day my favorite deals. I can't remember the exact terminology, but it's something like that. And it's all sorts of stuff. It's mostly food, but she's put in some other lifestyle and travel things in there too. And I was just this morning emailing back and forth with her, and she says she is so excited by it. She's excited by the response. She's very surprised because when she asked me, she's aggressive. She's always been aggressive. And so she and I get along great. She's like, she'll text me, I'm going to try this. What do you think? I'm like, whoa, are you crazy? Okay, let's do it. And so anyway, she's one of the first to do this way. I think everybody's going to do it, honestly, if the results pan out. Because what she found is that there is a great appetite for people who like her liking the products that she likes. And they're happy to know if there's a deal. Now, she has not run this for any length of time. We don't know about the fatigue factor. We don't know about what the exact results are going to be. She says that it's all Amazon right now. And her Amazon results are much higher than they've ever been. She says they're just blowing it out of the water. She says it doesn't make me a ton of money, but it's nice. Her intentions are what I suggested. This is what I told her to do, and I think she's going to do it, is that she's turned it into a deal portion of her site, of her newsletter, excuse me. It's a very specific audience that has raised their hand and said, yes, whenever you see a deal that you like, send it to me. And she's going to have a very big unsubscribe in there that is an opt-out. So you opt down, not out of the list. You opt down out of this deal sequence, or excuse me, segment, and not off the list. Okay, so she's gonna make that very prominent. Don't need deals anymore? No problem. Click here to stop receiving these deal alerts. But she's digging it. Her audience is digging it. I knew they would. They have for me. I launched there was a period when I launched a Disney Deals website, or excuse me, Disney Deals, I can't talk today. Disney Deals segment of my newsletter. I did the exact same thing. Do you want to be notified whenever I find a new Disney deal? And I just got too busy with Email Crush and I didn't keep going. But what I was going to do is hire a VA to find the best Disney deals, and then every day or every other day, send them. And I know this because I was in the deal space. There's some people are dealaholics. We were sending, I think I told you this, but one of our segments, we were sending 3 deal emails a day of 25 different deals. Think of Brad's deals, think of Slick deals, those types of people. Is that you? Maybe not, but I'm just giving you ways that people are making money with their newsletter. And imagine if you outsource that. Look, I'm doing some work with both people in the United States, virtual assistants, and people outside of it. Some offshore, in countries like the Philippines and Bangladesh. And they're doing great work for me. All of them. My team in Missouri and my team in Bangladesh and the team in the Philippines. They're all of them doing fantastic work at different price points. You can outsource some of this stuff, is what I'm saying. All right, and figure out how to make money with this. Okay, man, I'm totally off topic today. Let's get to the topic. We're going to talk about selling stuff. We're going to talk about sponsorships in newsletters. We're going to talk about some marketing essentials that I don't want you to miss. So before I do, who here has a product that they are selling currently, physical, digital, a service, a course, a community? I want to know what they are in the chat. You don't have to get super specific unless you want people to buy it from you here. And is it working? I want you to give yourself a rating. Are you actually getting sales to the level that you had hoped? So we've got an ebook. Ebooks are very common. Some people sell absolutely none of them, but they have them. Online course, okay. Not working as much as I want. Printable art and forms. Okay, cool. Is that through like Etsy, or are you doing it on your website? Using the platform Etsy can be, it has a dual-edged sword, as you know, but it can be great because people can find you on the platform too. And we've got planners and mugs. So you got merch. You got full-on merch, Gina. That's great. Is anybody buying it? How, by the way, do you all use your
only seasonal?
Sorry?
It's just during Masters Week, and I have a Shopify store that I point them to within the post.
Great. Okay, look at that. Did you hear that, everybody?
But I mean,
it's not even the full huge part of the business. I'm taking it. Sorry, I don't want to put words in your mouth, Gina, but it is a seasonal important part of that season, and it brings in some reliable additional income during that time. Fantastic. That's great. What if you did more of that? That's my question to all y'all. So let's get into this. I want to share a couple of quick things. We're going to talk about selling something. First of all, some of you are going, is this any of you? We're like, I've never considered selling anything. And my food bloggers out there might be like that. That's quite frequently the case. Oh, golly, I am struggling. There we go. All right. So what can you sell? Now, this was aimed at a food audience when I did this presentation last. But this applies to everybody. We've got courses, we got ebooks, video series, conferences, membership groups, digital products. By the way, here's a real life example of something I just did. Maybe some of you saw it or were part of, if you were on my newsletter, you may have seen that I was doing it. But I whipped together something called Learn ConvertKit Fast. Did anybody see me do this? I don't know if anybody, Gina's nodding. Okay. So all this is I know I know a ton about ConvertKit. I'm in it every day. And people some people have a life besides, besides email. So I put together this presentation called Learn ConvertKit Fast. And what I did is I did a Zoom call very much like this one. And I had 100 people on the Zoom call, and I walked them through in 90 minutes. To be honest with you, I had some very loose notes. I wasn't even that organized. And I said, I'm going to show this, 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 and this. And I just went through it inside the platform. By the way, if any of you want it, if you're switching to ConvertKit, or even if you're on ConvertKit or you're thinking about ConvertKit, I'll send it to you free because you're part of this and I like you. But just send me an email. But anyway, it was 90 minutes of fast-paced on each thing. You need this, you don't need this, ignore this. I got a lot of great feedback on it. And I did that kind of as a whim. So I took the Zoom call and I cut it, I sent it to an editor. And for under $1,000, that person is taking out the ums and the ahs and all that, putting some neat bumpers on it, bumper screens on it, yada, yada, yada. And now I have a course. Okay, very little work on my part other than to go on Zoom and to share my knowledge. That's how fast it can be to make products if you take that type of approach. And I'm going to sell that course for probably over $100 to anybody who has ConvertKit. In fact, I'm going to show you this in the future, or this comes up. I whipped together a quick trust pilot on it. And look, I have 13 5-star reviews. Every one of these people was so nice to give me reviews. Do you want to know how I did this? This is also something I've never shared before on this mastermind, by the way. So I let people know that I was doing this thing, this webinar, and that I would not be making the recording available. I said, sorry, this is only going to be for people who are live. It's going to be free for the people who are live. By withholding the recording, I was creating a little bit of urgency for people to join me on the live. And also to set me up so that I could sell it. And with this approach, the very first thing I did is the same thing I'm doing with these mastermind calls. Is I take the download from Zoom, drop it into an unlisted YouTube video. Nobody else can see it unless they have the direct access to it. And that was the first thing I did. And I sent it out to anybody like Angela or Ann who was on the webinar with me. They had to fill out a form while they were on the webinar to say that they were live. That's how I knew who to send it to. Like it was a quick and dirty Google form. I kept that up for a week. As soon as my video editor made the video edited version, I removed the YouTube video. Guess what? Most of these people that were on it that had said that they wanted it had not gone back and watched the YouTube video. And when I told them it was gone, they still wanted it. So the email I sent was, hey, I took it off of YouTube because I made it into a teachable course. If you want it, you can still have it for free because I promised that to you. Just email me and let me know. Also, if you wouldn't mind giving me a review because you were in it live on what you thought about it, that would also do me a great favor. Now look what I have. I have 13 real people that did the reviews in exchange for getting the actual, free to the teachable. Okay? You see how quick and dirty we can do some of this stuff, and all of a sudden now we have a product? Could you do this with a segment of your list? Could you do this around picking paint colors? Could you do this around, oh my gosh, this is how to use the Hori Hori knife? I'm sorry, Tanya, I'm just going to keep coming back to the Hori Hori knife. It's like my favorite thing from this session. So I think that you can. Anyway, I got to get off this because we got more things to talk about. I hope that's helpful. By the way, this little doohickey here, Trustpilot is your friend. You can set up different Trustpilots for pretty much anything. I'm going to show you this. Email on autopilot. 127 reviews, 4.9 stars. One person gave me a 1 star, and I've tried to get it removed, and because it has nothing to do with my thing. I think they're reviewing somebody else. I don't know, something else. And then one person put 4 star, and who knows why. I just didn't live up 100% to what a 5 star would mean in her mind. So you get the idea. Now, these are real life people that have shared with me or shared with the world that that it was helpful to them. This, excuse me, this is gold. When we are selling on the internet, people don't know us. How did you make a decision to join this mastermind? Because Raptive told you that there's this guy, maybe you've heard of me before somewhere in the space because I've been around for a little while, but there's this guy that's talking about email and he's claiming to know some stuff. You wouldn't have been here otherwise. You and I would not have the super tight best friends relationship that we currently now have if it wasn't for Raptive. The same is true with your customers, and any one of these ebooks, printable party plans, the printable art and forms, unless you have built up trust, it is almost impossible to sell. You'll notice I'm getting into some very specific stuff that isn't even about email yet. The reason I go through this is because most of my clients are not that experienced with this type of marketing. I'm going to give you a really dumb example. So this was 2 years ago. I was tagged in a Facebook group, one of those Facebook groups that many Facebook groups I'm in. I don't know this person, but she tagged me and she says, email doesn't work. This is her post. I'm not kidding. Email doesn't work. I tried using my list to sell a new ebook, and I did not get a single sale. And she tagged me. I'm like, okay. So I contacted her. I said, what's up? So here's what she'd done. Her website ranks very, very high for things like fried chicken. Now she's gone through a different health journey and has had some physical challenges. And she created an ebook that was all about eating healthy. I said, okay, that's for, that flag number one. Number two, how often do you email your list? Oh, once a month. And what do you send them? A new recipe. Okay. And so what did you send them? I sent them an email telling them I had an ebook and nobody bought. Do you see the disconnect? Why was that? Sometimes that's just not obvious when we're super close to it. She wanted to use her audience that had been built up on once I spelled this out for her, she was like, oh, duh. And then we create a little bit more of a strategy built on serving our audience and building trust. That's why I believe that the secret to sale is this. So this is Kimberly from Sweet Red Poppy. Her husband, Josh, Kimberly, and I worked together on her email strategy. And I was doing the thing, I was in the moment. I was like, will you please do a testimonial? And I was thinking she'd hold up her phone and just start talking to it. But she's actually she's big in the crafting space. And she's got a huge studio with camera crew and everything. And when the crew was there, she had the makeup on and everything. She just kept the lights on and she just rolled for 90 seconds. And she said, this is what life was like before, Matt. This is what we did together. And since working with Matt and implementing his strategies, I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars. I get goosebumps just saying that to you. I cannot pay for that. What advertising could I pay for that would achieve that in your mind or in anybody's mind? When Kimberly's willing to give actual dollars, it changes everything. That's where the trust comes in. So my secret to sales, folks, is not even about email. It's testimonials. Whatever you're selling, your community or your course, if you've got people that are loving the gardening course, go get the testimonials. Does anybody struggle with this though? Like, is a little bit scared to do it? I actually have a script. I'm going to show it to you. Let me pull it up here. By the way, here's a little trick. If you don't use this in Gmail, you really ought to. Templates. Okay. So where is it? End of engagement. All right. This is a thank you when we were done. As we wrapped up our consulting, I wanted to thank you for the opportunity to work together. I hope it was beneficial. Even though we're done with our relationship, our formal arrangement, don't hesitate to reach out anytime. If you felt I did a good job for you, a testimonial from you would be very helpful to me as I'm trying to build up my cred. This is the place where the review would serve best. Can you do that? Can you create a Trustpilot? The thing about using something like Trustpilot is that in theory, you can't game it. Of course, there's ways to game anything. But if I send this to Megan and Megan fills it out and you see it's on Trustpilot, a known review site, you're going to trust it more than if it was on my site. Because I could steal Megan's headshot and make up something that she said and put it on there. Who knows if Megan's even real? She might be a bot. Okay? So learn to ask. Anytime somebody emails you, Giangie, somebody emails you about that ebook and says, I love it so much. Ask for the testimonial. If somebody emails you about your course and has a question, Tanya, about the gardening course, you answer the question, say, are you loving it? And then hopefully they'll write back and say, yes, I am. And then you say, wow, that means so much. I'm trying to build up my cred. I'm trying to build up my cred is the power statement here, I think. Because Roxana's in the business. She gets how hard business is, and she's trying to build up her own cred. We're all trying to build up our cred. And it humanizes us, and it makes the ask much easier. I'm spending too much time on this, but the reason I'm spending time on this is because this can unlock a ton of stuff for you. All right. Some people use email to do sales launches. I am going to share with you in just a moment a very traditional email funnel. I'm not saying that you follow it exactly. I'm going to share the elements that work. When I'm doing a sales launch, though, before I even get to email, what do I have that I can share with people? This is about content gathering. This is about strategy. Well, we talked about testimonies. Reviews are the same way. Guarantee. In digital space, just give them a money back guarantee. That's my feeling. And make it, sure, you can put limits on it, but make it accessible. The point here is that the space, the world is too big, but the space is too small for us to have people out there saying bad stuff. Okay? This just happened to me last year. As you know, I've been doing this for about 6 years. I had a client that I worked with in my first year when I was charging the least and I was working the most. I was doing the same tactics and strategies. I spent 6 months with this client. Normally I spend 6 weeks. And her content was different than anybody else's I've ever worked on. And we tried so many things to get her list to grow. And it was just her traffic source was this weird thing. And then anyway, it was just different. And so my tried and true stuff didn't work so well. It worked okay, but it didn't work great. And so I was committed to keep working at it and working at it and working at it. And finally, 6 months later, we were like, okay, well, we learned a lot about what doesn't work. And we tried a bunch of stuff and, she had to move on and blah, blah, blah. But because I'd spent so much time with her, and I thought provided a lot of value with my time and ideas of what I would do if I was with her business, I didn't even think about it. Well, a couple of years ago, I'm in a Facebook group and somebody says, "What do you think about Matt Mullen?" And if I ever see those, oh my gosh, my heart just drops, as you can imagine. What are they going to say? And then, of course, there's some nice people out there. Matt's a really nice guy. Matt really helped me, or whatever. They say the nice things. This old client was in that group, and she said, "The money I spent with Matt was the worst investment the worst money I've spent in my entire career as a blogger." That hurt so bad. I was devastated. Now, forget about how that makes me feel. All right, that's not the important part here. What does that do to everybody else? That just soured anything, all of a sudden you're like, ooh, maybe Matt isn't the guy for me. All right. So I went to her, I went back to her and I gave her money back. I mean, this is years later, but I sent her a check. I sent the check before I contacted her. And the reason, and I felt so much better. She seemed nice and gracious about it. And I think that maybe she will be, should be not so quick to say something like that in the future. But my mom reads this stuff. All right. It's not worth it for my mom to have heartburn over this. Just give the money back is what I found. Okay. It's just easier and your life will be better. And if it didn't work out, great. A lot of times we're concerned about somebody ripping off our content and then just, selling it out there. And we don't want to make that too easy for people, but it just has never, if that happens, karma is going to get them. That's how I feel about it. I just don't worry about it. Okay. Scarcity, time-bound offer. In marketing, things need to go away. I reveal too much about myself here, but in the United States at McDonald's, it seems like every other October, they release the McRib. Okay. I've loved the McRib since I was a kid, and I don't go to McDonald's that often, but when the McRib comes out, because I know it's not going to be around very much, I make a trip to McDonald's and I grab the McRib and a Diet Coke and I'm just happy. I mean, I'm sorry. That's just who I am. And if it was there all the time, like the Big Mac, I would never go get it. Okay. Stuff, introduce it, take it away. Introduce it, take it away. Add in additional value. I'm not talking about discounts here. If you can give something else for a time period, this can lead to the time-bound nature of the offer. All right. So when Emily's launching her new course, she calls up her friend Tanya and says, "Tanya, hey, look, I'm launching a course. Can I throw in your how to use the Hori Hori knife PDF? I know that's valued at $5,000. I just want to add it into my course. She says, sure, because that's the type of person Tanya is. And when when Tanya has her course, she knows that Emily's going to scratch her back, right? This is the type of stuff we can do together to help each other out. Add in bonus value. Or it could be, hey, I'm launching Learn, Convert, Get Fast. It's a course on Teachable. And additionally, I'm offering individual 15-minute coaching sessions to the first 10 people. Or, excuse me. Or I'm also doing a live version of this where you can join me and ask questions where I'll go through the basics of it. Okay? I want to share this with you too. This is a skill that a lot of people miss out on. Let's go to this. Now, I've never purchased this product, despite my my admiration for the sales page. So I don't actually know what the product tastes like. But Truvani has been selling protein powder for some time now. We don't really know the brand Truvani because of it's like they're not running Super Bowl commercials or something. So they have to work pretty hard. This sales page has to work hard. So look at this. What do you see throughout this? Fall in love with the amazing taste. The taste is great. How does it taste so good? It's so delicious. You've got to try it. It is so good. It's everywhere. Tasted amazing. What have they done? They've identified the number one thing people are concerned about with protein powder. And it's not that it's organic ingredients and it's not the exact number of grams of protein. It's the taste. If you've ever tried protein powder, if it tastes bad, you're not having it going forward. So she's making it sound like a chocolate milkshake. Also, other things you notice here, look at this. Look at Amanda. Review. Look at whoever this person is, Vicky. Does she look like a real human? She does to me. You can even see her, her kitchen light back behind her. This person's doing it. This is Danette. She's doing it on her stairs. Now, this is the founder, so it's a more polished. But the rest of these, verified customer. Scroll down here. Oh my gosh, it doesn't end. I'm not done. Come down here. 7,600 reviews. Why am I showing you this page? I'm not going to tell you that yet. Other elements. FAQs. Anything you can think of, they have tried to answer it here. Is it vegan? Is it gluten-free? Is it dairy-free? Does it contain stevia? There's the guarantee. No questions asked, 30 days money back guarantee. Here's a deal. What else? More of that. No weird aftertaste. On and on and on. Look how long this page is for protein powder. Oh, here's a number you can actually call to get a human. The reason I am telling this and sharing this with you is I want you to copy this. I don't care what you're selling. Your sales page is lame compared to this. Sorry, Jerk Matt showed up. I know that because mine are lame compared to this. Put in the work. Build the trust. If you have this type of testimonials, you know you've done everything. The other thing that they're hitting on, which is important, I mentioned this, is with Email and Autopilot, my course, there's lots of things that I cover. I cover list growth, what to send, automations, GDPR, single versus double opt-in, and so forth. We never talked about that, did we? I'm a single opt-in guy, all right? Just FYI. If you want know more, let me know. But I cover all that stuff in my course. You know what the thing that most people care about? List growth. So what does my sales page look like? It's things like when I was working with Catherine, we grew her list from 0 to 5 billion in 20 minutes. It's that type of stuff that I'm sharing because that's what most people care about. Have you identified that with your ebook, with your planner, with your course? What's the main thing that they care about? What's the main feature? Here's your standard email funnel. I'm going to say up front, I know this sounds annoying. Don't tune me out. I'll explain how you can make it not annoying in just a moment. Additionally, you don't have to use all of these. And I'm not saying you should use any of these. I'm just telling you that this is very typical. And you know that because you've seen this many, many times yourself. But here's what the typical sales funnel or a standard email sales funnel can look like. What's your biggest struggle with X? You send this out, you try to get real human response. What are you doing here? First of all, you're priming the pump. You're getting people thinking about that before you ever sell it. And you're getting hopefully some humans that are giving you some feedback that you can either use in future emails or just validate or help you go, whoa, maybe I haven't covered this or that, all right? When you launch on that day, this is not the typical Matt Mullins super short email, a long form description of your offer. So kind of like a sales page, but in the email. Here's what it is. Multiple times for them to order. The link to order is in there multiple places, but you break it up with segments and there's sections, okay? Then these next three through 5, you can put these in any order. I recommend probably the order that they're in, but these are types of emails, individual emails you can send. One that dives deep into the most prominent feature. If you're Truvani, they would dive into the taste, right? And that email would be all about the taste. It wouldn't cover anything else. It's just about the taste. Testimonials. You can have an email that is just, it can be totally ugly. It can be screenshots of, like I might take the screenshot of what Sharon said here, copy, paste that into the email. I might take something that Alejandra said on my Facebook group, copy, paste that, and I've got this real ugly email that's just real, that looks real. It's testimonials. People saying stuff about the product. As many as you can. I'm not exaggerating. It's okay if it looks ugly and it's long and it feels a little weird. The point is, the more people that, or create a testimonials page that has all that on it and you link to it. Then another one could be overcome every objection. So you really want them to buy this product, don't you? Well, over there, they are, we've got a cheapskate that is, you know, tight with the purse strings, does not want to let go of the money. So they have objections. Why wouldn't they buy it? Can you divorce yourself from the product enough to say, why wouldn't somebody buy this? List all those out. You are an expert gardener and you think this is about beginners. Well, actually, this course is for all skills and allows you to get into new ways of gardening that you never even thought were possible. Another objection might be, why isn't it in pink? Then just say, yeah, pink would be great. Maybe someday we'll have pink. Just be honest. Answer the question as if somebody was asking it to you and they're in your face. People appreciate that credibility, who it's for, who it's not for, and those objections. All right, if you've ever sold anything, you know that this is true and it's obnoxious and annoying, but it's true. On the last day, you send the email, it says, it's ending. Remember that scarcity and time-bound nature of things? It ends today. At least send one. If you're really aggressive, you can send more, like 3, like I've got here. Maybe one that ends in 6 hours, plus here's a testimonial from Catherine who did it, and blah, blah, blah. On day 3, or excuse me, email number 3 with an hour left, last chance, we're closing it down. You've seen those before. It causes you to pause and think about it, doesn't it? You'll find that a grand majority of your sales will take place with these emails. Then you may feel, I don't care about how, I mean, I care about how you feel, but it doesn't matter how you feel about it. This works. The next day, you send an email that says something like, I understand that some people needed a little bit more time to get the offer. No worries, I got you. We've extended it for 24 hours more. That's it. Last try. You'll pick up another 10 to 20% of sales here. It's crazy. It's crazy. Everybody was like thinking about it, not thinking about it. Now, email math kind of works here too. You know, some people never saw it. Saw some of the first offers. So the way that you avoid being annoying is you allow people to opt out of this sequence up top. Up top. When you are sending out, now I wouldn't do it on these first couple, all right? They get it no matter what. But maybe on this one, they get an email up top that says, if you're absolutely sure you don't need Megan's Guide to Win Friends and Influence People, click here to mute any future promotion emails about this offer. What you're doing is you tag those people with a tag like mute. Black Friday offer. And then you just exclude this tag from every one of the future emails in the sequence. Okay. Put it up top. Don't make people go hunt for it. Any questions on the sales side of email? Now, of course, what we didn't really talk about is who to sell this to and whatnot, and what emails to send and how many. Oh, one more thing before I go there. This is another thing that most of my clients are not used to doing, but create a promotional calendar. Get out your pretty notebook, get out Gina's planner, go buy it first, and then take every month of the year and take every product and say, like in the Gina's case, she's got the Masters. That's in, I don't know, March or whenever it is. So in March, that's the time to start promoting that product. When are the other logical times to do it? In Tanya's case with the gardening course, as the weather, maybe in springtime, that's the time to do it. You might also have a Black Friday offer that is maybe the time if you ever want to discount. I don't love discounting, but if you're going to do it, Black Friday is a kind of an okay time to do it because people are expecting that, and it doesn't really hurt the overall image of the price point. It's just kind of I don't know, there's something magical about Black Friday that way. First of the year or end of the year, that's a great time for things to come and go away, or whenever the logical times. Kids are back to school, seasons change, people are shopping, whatever. What promotions can you add in then? And we talked about something that adds value. We talked about that. You can also change the theme or the title or the content for the audience or the season. Example, I have a course, as you know, Email on Autopilot. I have made a version called Email on Autopilot for Instagram. Guess what? Same exact course, with the exception of some tweaks on the list growth section. So if you're an Instagrammer, you go, ah, that's for me, but it's the same thing. Rick Steves, the travel expert, you know, I went to Germany recently and I used his 2017 Germany guidebook. It was mostly current. Stuff doesn't change that much, but he releases a new guidebook every year. Why does he do that? Because people want the most current thing. So you could do the same thing with yours. All right. You can change the title up. We killed this other product, change the title, put some slightly different content in it. Presto, you have a new product. You can do partnerships. Contact Lisa and say, hey, let's bundle up your Flammkuchen ebook with my Uga pizza oven cook ebook. All right, let's put those things together and let's make a special bundle. We talked about discounts. We talked about new end of life. Products going away is very compelling for some reason. I'll never be able to get it again. All right, so kill your products and bring them back in different versions. Okay, you can put sales in Forever Series. But as you can see, most of your sales damage will take place when you do specific promotions at different times of year. You can promote your products and your ebooks and stuff after a quick start guide. I don't mind that. You just won't sell very many. It's nice in that it's the first time of hopefully many that they know that you sell something, especially if you're a content creator first and foremost. People might be expecting free stuff from you all the time. If you're upfront about the fact that you have paid products too, they kind of get a different sense of the brand, even if they're not going to buy. So it's not a terrible idea to have it at the last email of your quick start guide, have an offer. Just don't expect much is what I'm saying. This sales funnel combined with a promo calendar is how you will get more direct sales by using your email list directly. You can also mention your products and services in templates, in the footers, kind of like I showed you with what Corey did yesterday with the affiliate offers. Same thing with your products. Let people know you have it all the time in different ways, in different footers, different snippets. I'm going to leave products now, selling anyway. Anybody have any specific questions on that before I do? All right. There was probably too much time spent on it. Let's talk about sponsorships and ads. Is anybody getting sponsorships for their newsletter right now? Does anybody do sponsored posts at all? Okay, I got one nod. All right, so you're not opposed, I assume, to making money with sponsorships in email. It sounds like. All right. Well, we're going to talk about doing that exact thing. There are some tools and tricks that you can do. This is not easy money, as sponsorships are not in the realm of easy money. You know that if you've done this. However, it can be big money, and it can be really worth it. And if you find the right partners, it's kumbaya, okay? First of all, I suggest that you create, let me back up. I am making the assumption that you are willing to sell ad space in your newsletter. The first question you're going to ask yourself is, should I do that? Is that going to annoy my audience? My experience has been, the answer is no. We are very particular and delicate about that, and our audience is not so much. They are being sold to everywhere, from YouTube videos to Instagram. Instagram is half ads now, isn't it? To even, you can't even watch Amazon Prime videos without having ads in them. Okay, ads are everywhere. When my clients have switched to ads in newsletters, they usually are very, very judicious about it and get zero complaints. Okay, so you're going to want to create a newsletter template that showcases the ad. I will tell you, I've been sharing with you my roundup style of emails. Those aren't as great for newsletters, for sponsorships. So if you're going to do newsletter sponsorships, what works better is long form content, where it's as if you're writing a blog post, but you're doing it in a newsletter. Okay. So if that's you, maybe you switch to where you have the roundup style where you get the clicks, and then you have one a week that is more of the long form content that would be appealing to a sponsor. Now, I showed you an example yesterday of Lindsay from Nourish Move Love. If you're just getting started, fill the ad space with an ad of some sort, even if you don't have a sponsorship yet. You need to show and get your audience used to that space. So start using affiliate offers or your own product or something. At the bottom of your email, have a link that sponsors this newsletter. Have that go to a page where you talk about, it's kind of like a mini media kit. You can do a survey. You need to do this, by the way. For basic demographics, I'm not going to give you the survey here. Just do a quick Google and you'll find some examples and types of questions to ask. But basically, your brands are going to want to know who is, generally speaking, who's reading your newsletter, age, gender, interests, income level, location. It's really smart to create a media kit. Again, you can just Google a magazine's media kit if you want, old school, and go pull some of that, or you can find fresh or newer. And this last tip is do it yourself. Don't count on an agency to do this for you. If you really want, please hear me. If you really want to make money with your newsletter consistently, there's no agency that I know of for people in this space that does a reliable job. I'm sorry, it's just not there in email. And I think it's because most bloggers, frankly, for years have kind of stunk at email. And so it didn't become a cottage industry, and there aren't agencies that have figured it out. What an agency like mine does is takes best practices and applies those. All right. If there's no practices to apply, they haven't done it. You go figure it out, create the relationships and do it yourself, because you will have the ideas that will create. Your ultimate goal here is to make money for your brand partner. It's not about you making money. I'm stating the obvious today. But this is everything. With blogging, I have to pause on this for a second. With blogging, during the pandemic and the years following it, this isn't going to sound right. Take the spirit in which I'm saying this. But the money was fairly easy, meaning if you have traffic, you put ads on there, you don't have to talk to anybody and you're getting a check. All right. If that's you today, still great. If that's not you today, then this is how it's been done for years and years and years. And that is to make money for your partner. That's the only reason they're spending money in your newsletter. Sorry, stating the obvious. So that should be your number one concern. Did I get, not how much did they pay? Honestly. Yeah, I don't even want you to do this if you're thinking that this is a quick cash grab, because this is not. The way you should be thinking about this, I'm getting a little bit fired up here. This AG1 is kicking in. The way to think about this is, who are the partners that I want to serve? Who are the brands that I can partner with long term? How do I help them make money? Here's this goes for affiliate and for sponsorships. This is worth spending a moment on. Food blogging client. She's not giving me permission to give you her name. I should really ask. I don't think she'd mind. She got contacted by a subscription box called Just Meats. Is that right? Just Meat. Anyway, something like that. And they said, we'll do a hybrid affiliate sponsorship relationship. Okay. She's like, cool. So she sends out the normal thing. She sends out her newsletter. She puts an ad in, their standard ad, and then she keeps going on with her newsletter. Guess what? Crickets. Nobody buys. Nobody cares. She calls me up and I said, well, how would you actually use this product in real life? She said, well, they've been sending me a lot of chicken. Is it good chicken? Yeah, it's great chicken. Is it priced well? She said, well, it's a little bit more than you would get at Costco, but it's not bad. All right, so we got great chicken. It arrives at your door. And the price is reasonable. It's fair for the convenience that you're having. She said, yeah. I said, what recipes can you make with that chicken? And she starts listing them off. So we created it was a kitchen hack email, and how she used this Just Meats chicken to meal prep her entire week. And the email was, first, I buy the chicken from Just Meats. Here's an affiliate code, blah, blah, blah. I really like their stuff because X, Y, and Z. Second, when it arrives, I do this, this, and this with it. And then I prepare this recipe, and this recipe. This feeds my family for the entire week. There you go. Hope you enjoy that hack. Once again, it's Just Meats. Here's my link. Killed it. She's done a series of things like that. She now has a standing sponsorship and affiliate relationship where she went back to them and negotiated much, much better rates. Why? Because it worked. The brand partner, I've been on their side. If you get me results, you have my ear. Anything's negotiable. We're thinking about advertising in this new world with digital. We're thinking about it wrong. We, the proverbial we. I know you're not. So the trick here is, what brands do you really love? Who would you love to have as a brand partner? And start with an affiliate program. And you can get their attention by delivering on, and it doesn't even it's not about the money at this point. We are being strategic and looking long-term. If you have a travel website and you want to have trip insurance company pay for your advertisements, deliver them results. The way I got for my Disney newsletter, this is back when I was running it actively, for 3 years, I had a company pay me $600 a month for my little list to send to a segment of my list about their travel agency offers. They were related to Disney trips. So $600 a month was reliable money for me off of this list that went to 12,000 people. And I was to the point where I was sending them what I thought the content should be. And they're like, cool, Matt, go for it. 3 years of frictionless brand sponsorship. It's not about the number. So great question. Janji asked about number that you have to be able to contact companies in open rate. It's about the results. This is why I would encourage you to think through this in a different way. If your strategy is to I don't know, get Le Creuset to be, obviously that's a big, big grab, right? Wouldn't that be amazing? Start with the campaigns that get results through the affiliate program. They have an affiliate program. Measure the results on those campaigns. What would you do if you had them as a brand sponsorship? And then go create, just start living that life. If you want that brand, do it for free or do it for affiliate. Then you have real results to go negotiate on. And as you tweak and refine it, because you're gonna have crickets to start with. People are gonna nothing. And then you're gonna figure out, if you're committed to it, what will actually get people to click and is helpful. And when you do that, magic. This is only gonna help one of you, maybe not even one of you. I'm just hoping that one of you is hearing my voice and takes this and transforms your business. I've seen it happen. I've been on both sides of this. There are monies that will pay you straight up. I guess I got to finish this up. SparkLoop is now owned by ConvertKit, soon to be Kit. They will pay you for getting subscribers to other newsletters. Paved is a program. It's like a marketplace where you can go say, hey, Intentional Hospitality has newsletter space. We serve these type of people, here's our media kit. If you want in, come contact me through the Paved platform. Okay, so it's a place that advertisers know that they can go find newsletters. Live Intent will put those ads in newsletters. Those are programmatic ads. And you'll get paid a CPM. It's a low CPM for that. Beehive does the same thing. Substack does the same thing. And ConvertKit ads now does the same thing as well. There's an example of what ConvertKit is doing. They pay. So what they do is they act as the broker. So in this case, this is Sugary Sweets. She got a direct sponsorship from WildGrain, which meant that WildGrain negotiated with ConvertKit and said, we want to be in Amy's newsletter of X thousands of people, and we want to put this message in there. And Amy accepted the offer. That's very rare with food, by the way, in ConvertKit ads. There are not a lot of brands that are willing to spend that money because they can be in front of other places. If you have a business-to-business website, though, you are gold here. You can get a lot. You can get a lot. A programmatic ad looks more like this, where it's just up top, and whoever opens it, they see different things, and they are, you're going to see something different than what I'm going to see. Okay, it might be a political ad, it might be a WildGrain ad, it might be whatever. Okay, so very similar to how Raptive works with their programmatic ads. I mentioned this earlier, but the ad editorial format or longer form format does much better. We're grateful for our sponsor, that type of thing. Offer the email send as an upsell. So I think Emily said she might be doing some sponsorships. Assign this a value and include it in there. You may or may not ever collect on that number, but use it as I'll throw it in for free if we extend this contract from 3 times to 6 times, or whatever you got to do. It can be a nice value add, but assign it a value. If you're going to do these, book them in advance, create a promo calendar, provide preview. This is just being professional, okay? Deliver on time, communicate immediately, proactively offer the stats, and if it stunk, offer make goods. That just means it's free for us to send another email. So just do it if it makes, if it helps the audience a little bit. We talked about this. You can combine affiliate and sponsorship. We talked about that concept. Again, don't rely on agents or management companies to do this. If they don't have a budget, this was more from back in the pandemic day. Remember when some people just cut off their budgets? I was offering it for free. And I got some relationships with people that lasted for years because I scratched their back in a moment when they needed some help. And don't judge your results on the first try. Your audience is not used to you sending emails about Le Creuset just yet. They're going to look at that and go, oh, that's spammy and that's an ad, or just meats like my client did. And then when you switch to the hack and you start finding other ways to promote that content, you're like, then it's going to start to resonate. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's do this. There's lots of different ways to make money, as you've seen. I hope that you found one. The easiest or not the easiest, but the most important one is to grow your list and send more emails. If you get nothing else out of this, I hope that you've learned some tactics and techniques that will help you to grow. My hope for you is that we've helped you build a little bit more of a system that you can then, with a forever series, with seasonal broadcasts, with more and more lead magnets than you've ever had before. Do them quickly, go fast, break stuff. Come on, get them out there quick and dirty. That meal prep one that you've been thinking about, let's go. With the French one, don't get overwhelmed, Gianji. Just pick 2. That's all I care about. We got all the rest of it. We log this. You have access to the recordings. Come back to it later. Just go do the French quick start guide and go. And then email me and say, Matt, I did it. Très bien. Take that, Emily in Paris. All right. I hope this is helpful to you all. Do me a favor. Remember when I was talking about testimonials? This is my ask. Would you please do me a favor and go leave me if this has been helpful to you, I'm going to drop it right here. It's still the current fresh reviews mean a ton to me. And so that would be number 1. If you won't mind doing that, that would be fantastic. Number 2, thank AdThrive for this. AdThrive, oh my gosh, old habits. Thank Raptive for this. Don't tell them I said that, okay? I'm in trouble. They pay me in real dollars. They said, will you accept dairy products? And I said, whoa. I love cheese as much as the next guy. But so now they just send rolls of quarters. I think it's to spite me. But anyway, they are ponying up for this because they're investing in you. I think if you say thank you to them for this, it will, of course, that helps me. It's self-serving, but I think it helps you too, because the next time they're going to invest in ongoing education and helping you with the next thing, they're going to be more willing to do that. Okay, so let them know that it's money well spent. If you have any questions, stick around, unmute, ask away. I'm here for you. If you got to get out of here, I hope to see you at a real live in-person event one of these days. That would be fantastic. Let's be best friends forever. Okay, I'm not taking down that Facebook group for a while, if ever. So it's theirs. It's yours to use. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you. If you have any questions, go ahead and unmute. Let's do it.
My question is just like, if this is so overwhelming, then I did the recipe, get the recipe sent to the email.
Good.
I'm working today with the Constant Content by Fat 11. I put a list because I do have the 5 days recipe going to your mailbox. I already have that. I am going to be working on my second series. I think I'm going to add a day number 6, Things About You. That was awesome. I don't know who said it, who came up with that, but it was like, oh, there was the things. I can't stand minestrone. And as a person who cooks with Italian background, that's what my mom shoved down my throat. And I was like, can't stand it. It's like, I turned 18, I'd say, that's it, never again. And all those silly things like this. And so I have that on the list. I think I made my list. If it's okay for everyone, I would love to run it by you.
Sure.
And then do the 5-segment email. And I'm having a hard time where to put the 5-segment email. That was my question, and I really did have an issue with it. Where do I fit it in? I have the 5 days, which, welcome 5 days. And then I will continue to do with the Forever series. So the 5-segment will be like somewhere in there.
Okay, so what is what is that?
I was kind of French, Italian, fish, dinner, and dessert. Those are my big category. Then I get a lot of traffic from it. And when I post a recipe from that, I get quite a few people coming in.
Okay, so this is not meant to be a lead magnet, or it is a lead magnet?
That's what that's what I'm a little confused on.
Okay, let's back up. Do we have a strategy for your most important categories and posts that are getting traffic right now? Do we have a lead magnet strategy for them?
Yes, every week we go through it and say, this is what, has been trending and what has been high RPM, but also what people search for and seasonal. So
okay. What I mean by strategy, do you have your lead magnet selected for those top categories and posts?
I don't think I do.
Okay. It starts with Martha. Always start with Martha. She Googled something. She lands on your fabulous website and she doesn't care about you. She's going to make your French cuisine and then she's going to be off and on her way. So step number 1 is launch the French Quick Start Guide as a pop-up on
That's
the
what
on the WordPress category French cuisine. If you have nothing else that's better, then set it site-wide. But to start with, at bare minimum, that it belongs on French. You do the same thing for Italian.
got it. And those
Wait.
can all go simultaneously in
Yes.
within the page.
Yes.
That was, I was confused. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. So in Constant Contact, they have to have the ability to support multiple workflows or automations or sequences, whatever they're called. And I believe that they do.
They do.
Okay. So the pop-up software that you choose has to integrate with Constant Contact. Which
Okay.
pop-up software will you be using?
Actually, they use it. They have it.
Okay.
They
So,
created it themselves.
so
Yeah.
the question for them is, can I show this Italian pop-up to only people who are in the Italian category, WordPress category? That's your question to them. How do I do that? Because once you unlock that, then you do that same thing for soup and slow cooker and meal prep and any category that you want.
Okay. So that was my not connecting the dots right there.
Good, good, good.
Okay. Thank you.
The other piece that I'll tell you, Janji, that I want you to have on your radar is that seasonality matters too.
Yes.
So if I'm you, I'm making a list for the year. I'm looking at Thanksgiving. I'm looking at Christmas. I'm looking at New Year's resolutions or eating differently or cooking differently. I may turn those other ones off at that time because Christmas is so dang powerful.
Yeah.
And it's going to convert better.
Yeah.
So again, not trying to overwhelm, just giving you the lead magnet strategy there.
Thank you so very much. I really appreciate it.
Cool. All right. Anybody else?
I have a question that actually goes with what you were just talking about on the seasonal series. I have stuff all year long that could be seasonal, and I have stuff that's evergreen that people are working on all year long. So my question is this, and I haven't dove into, it may be an easy answer that I could have eventually found, but in my email, can I create like this one's going to go out this Sunday, the next Sunday, based off of January, February? Can I create like a forever series that's specific to dates where if Susie signs up in August, she starts right there in August? Or do I have to like recreate this every year on those specific dates?
Help me understand what that would do. So she comes in August. Every year, somebody coming in August is going to get the same August 1st email or the same August 15th email. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like in August, I start talking about fall decorating.
Okay.
So she needs to start, if she comes in August, she needs to start with fall decorating, not at the beginning of the year, which is
Right.
how to organize your house.
Yeah, that's why the Forever series wouldn't work for seasonal stuff.
Okay.
Which is why I recommend for most people, maybe not for you, but for most people, 2 emails a week. One is the Evergreen Forever series. So because a new subscriber needs to know the basics about selecting paint color, needs to know the basics about, organization that is evergreen stuff, like you mentioned. She also needs to know in August 15th that we're talking about fall decor and we're planning for it. So I think you would benefit from having both a Forever series, which would lead them through the evergreen stuff in a journey style, and then the seasonal newsletter, which is just every August 15th, you're publishing about fall decor. Is that,
Okay.
are we on the same page?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have to stay more current, working currently with the seasonal stuff.
Not necessarily.
publishing.
If you're
Not
a work
necessarily.
ahead person, what platform are you using?
MailerLite.
Okay. I don't know what MailerLite has in this vein, but I know that, so we've got the evergreen sequence down, right? That's just a sequence, you create that. But as far as what I've found in most platforms, that people are trying to create this fancy automation, when the reality is, do you remember that broadcast calendar that I shared with you? If you still have that template, when you fill that out every August 15th, or whatever if you're sending every Sunday morning, every Sunday, whatever that happens to be at that week, I'm sending out fall decor basics. And it's the exact same email I send every single year. Fine. all you have to do is once or twice a year is check that calendar, go back into your MailerLite broadcasts and hit duplicate and set the date to the next August 15th.
Okay, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So
It's
perfect.
it's
Yeah.
as easy to do that as it is to try to create some sort of fancy automation that takes this and sends this one on every August 15th. Your mind will get all screwed up, and we'll have to check you into an institution, and it's just really, it's not fair. So
Okay, so I have one more question. So currently I send out a Saturday email, and that is the new blog post of the week. I send out a Friday email, which is our weekly deals, the deals we found.
Okay.
And I do a Wednesday email, which is more personal. It's like, this is what's going on, and here are 5 quick things, and this is what I'm currently reading and elsewhere, like that kind of thing. So I already send out 3, and I was thinking of adding the Forever series another day. But if I do the seasonal, I mean, that's 5. Is 5 too many?
I can't answer that for you. I would say experiment and try. The one that I would swap out there, if I were to swap any out, just without looking at them, I haven't looked at any results. First of all, let's look at the results, right? Go in and here are the things to look at. Open rate, click rate, total raw number of clicks, and clicks per unique clicker. This is not, you have to put that into a spreadsheet to get that math. That's not in MailerLite. But what that's telling you is how many, if you're doing roundup style stuff, how many things are they clicking on? That just shows how interesting was that particular email. So if you did a roundup of, here's how to select a paint color for your garage, here's how to select a paint color for your bathroom, here's how to select a paint color for the kitchen. Ideally, you have 3 links there. You would have, clicks per unique clicker would be 3. It's going to be somewhere between 1 and 3, and the higher number means more clicks to you. Anyway, so look at those stats. Then, if I'm right, I'm guessing that you're getting the least out of either the deal thing or the new post. Because the new post is going to be more whimsical based off of whatever you happen to post, not so much about what they're interested in. That's the first thing that I would swap out. And if you need to have the new post in there, fine. But make it thematic about fall decor on August 15th. It could be fall decor plus my latest on the blog. If you have to do that, if you have to have the newest post in there, and you feel that that's really important to you.
That's a good idea. Okay. I like that idea.
Whew, that was a close one.
Mhm.
Sweating that one a little bit. All right. Good questions so far. I give you a 10 out of 10 on the questions. Anybody else have one? Okay.
I tried to drop in my pop-up. It won't let me add a photo, but it let me add a link.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's, I just did a screenshot, but I don't know where it went. It's up right above your.
I found it.
never mind.
Okay, the tiny
There
URL.
it is.
Sorry, I totally forgot about
Yep.
this. Let's go through this. Thank
That's
you
okay.
for bringing this back.
And who does Gina use
just-
for her opt-in?
Right now, this one is ConvertKit.
Okay, so Gina, it looks like you're using
And
my
it
CSS.
does, yes, and it does do a slide thing, like I said, the GIF thing you told me. So there's
Cool.
4 pictures that'll pop through there.
That's really cool.
Okay.
I've had somebody sign up since we've been on the list, so I know somebody sees it. I mean, I
Oh.
just put it on before we started the call. So,
Yeah.
and somebody signed up,
Sorry, you have it open there?
huh?
Do you have it open on your computer?
Yes.
Okay. When you
Hang on
get
one
when you
second.
get to it, go to settings and tell me what the settings say as far as timing. As far as this goes, this is going to look a little bit different because of the CSS. So that's good news.
Yeah.
Let's start with the button, because I don't think I would make any massive changes here, but I think they don't need to read so much. You could have get it.
Okay,
Yes, I want this, go. That's a very minor, tiny thing. Your headline is everything. Oh, for those of you who are watching the replay and those of you sticking around, I'm about to share something that it's a little trick that I hope will
I
benefit.
like tricks.
Yeah. Me too. Go to image, where are we at? Images.google.com. And if you're in food, type in food magazine cover, summer. No, July. Let's do July. Now I've got all these. Why am I doing this? Because headlines are important to the magazine industry and they pay professionals. Trust me, this is not Grammarly doing this. They actually have a real human on their side because it's so important where they are pulling these up. And if you think yours are boring or you just need ideas, you come in here and just start going through this. America's Best Eats. Okay. A deep fried road trip. That's interesting. Mile High Summer Pies. Also interesting. Blah, blah, blah. Sweet summer cooking. 30-minute meat-free meals. Our picnic must-haves. Anybody getting any ideas already? The best burger. This one's 80 summer recipes from our test kitchen. Test kitchen's an interesting concept. I've never thought of that one for a food blogger. But all of you have test kitchens. You are the test kitchen. That's kind of a fun idea.
Yeah, my husband is the tester.
He's the tester, yeah. Fast pastas, 60 recipes to warm you up. Okay, so grill everything. Now, that's just a little hack. We're not going to find the answer to your particular situation here, but I think that might help some of you that are struggling with titles. And then if you like something like that, take that, drop it into ChatGPT, get the pro version, and just say, hey, give me some other ideas that are related, that are kind of similar length, but related to this concept that are, that might convert well, and just see what comes up.
I like that.
All right, let's go back to this.
I like that.
Quick and
That'll help
easy
with
barbecue
categories.
recipes for a stress-free summer dinner. So we've got the speed, we've got the simplicity, we've got the fact that they're barbecue, we've got that it's simplicity again, and we've got that it's dinner time and that it's for summer. That is a lot.
Yeah.
When do people have barbecues?
From May through September.
Yeah. So I think that there's probably already inherent in there the summer messaging might be there. Now we can still have that. I'm not saying get rid of it. I'm just thinking, I don't have an answer here, Gina. I'm thinking this is my process as I'm going through this.
That makes sense.
I also want to spark curiosity. And what do people want at the, I'm going to read it here. Make ahead. Are they all make ahead?
Yes, they're all crock pot recipes, or the ribs are baked in the oven.
I think that's your hook. I think that's your hook. Make ahead, no prep, summer barbecue recipes. And I might do something like, I want to get a number in there. There's that whole BuzzFeed or listicle thing, 5 days of, 5 secrets to, and that's just a proxy, right? Even if there's no secrets, hopefully you get the idea. 5 days of, make ahead, summer barbecue. Something like that. I might also, if that's not working, I might go straight at it and say, slow cooker saves summer. 5 days of make ahead barbecue recipes. That's not bad, actually. Slow cooker saved summer.
Cute.
Yeah,
I can put that on my category for slow cookers then.
Yeah. Slow cooker, by the way, I just happen to know this. For some reason, people who use the slow cooker, they sign up for emails and they read the emails. There's high engagement with slow cooker stuff. So it's a segment worth doing is what I'm saying.
Could I just repeat this and change the title and the look of it just a little bit and just put it as a category and then just run this one as my whole site?
Do you see those? You see those 3 dots up there next to settings? One of those dots is duplicate. That is your best friend.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll do that. But I still need the main one on my dashboard under settings and then go into category and put the other one under category. Correct. Layer them.
Yes.
Okay. So why would they not be showing up now? Because I
That I
can't get
don't
it to pull up. You guys couldn't get it to pull up. Somebody saw it. 90 people have seen it since we've been on the call. So it's
Okay.
showing up somewhere.
Okay, it might just be a caching issue. This happens. This happens, especially when you first launch something and you clear the cache. Sometimes that takes a little bit of time. If it
I
if it
went
doesn't
into
reach,
Big Scoots cache.
yeah,
I
you
know what
clear
else
all
to
the
do.
caches, every cache, the cache, the cachey cache.
Okay.
Clear them all. Give it, half a day. You say you're with NerdPress?
Oh. No, it said Big Scoots.
Okay.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. So usually it's immediate when you clear all the caches and the unused CSS, and you clear all those things.
Yes.
And then it's
Okay.
probably WP Rocket, right? And
Yeah.
then if it
Okay.
if it doesn't clear up and you don't start seeing it incognito,
Uh-huh.
or you don't see the stats go up on the as you think they're supposed to on the
Views. Mhm.
views, then contact Big Scoots.
Okay.
Big Scoots is great. I love them.
One other question. So the two things of sentences, just take those out and just have the title.
No. But combine it to one. Yeah.
Title, one sentence.
Yeah, one sentence.
Got it.
And it's super brief, like secrets and recipes for stress-free barbecue fast.
Okay,
Something like that.
good. Yeah. Good,
All
good.
right.
Okay.
Okay, good
Thank you.
luck. Whatever you do, don't blow it.
Yeah.
Everything's writing on this. So,
Yeah,
all
right.
right. Okay. Anybody else? All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a
Hugh.
wonderful weekend. If you do anything besides email, you're doing it wrong. And we will see you later. Bye.